Hello everybody! Happy Friday night! Welcome to my Zen Den. My name is Mandy VanHavermaet and I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! From Gray Eagle, Minnesota. And I am so very happy that you chose to join me tonight for what is going to be a really simple card. I was a little rushed for my Facebook Live tonight. Summertime just gets busy and I don't have a lot of extra time to be stamping. So when I got to start to brainstorm for my Facebook Live tonight, I really didn't start Facebooking until quite late. So I came up with just a card sketch, and I want to share with you, this is what happens when I need to get a card going fast. I really rely on designer series paper a lot. So I'm going to flip the camera around and I'm going to show you a couple examples, and then I'm going to show you one more. It's actually going to be a masculine card that I'm going to show you. So let's flip the camera around and we're going to get stamping. And I don't know about you, but designer series paper is my go-to. When I am stumped, really and truly, designer series paper bails me out a lot. It helps me to find to make really cute cards really simple. And there is no die cutting on this. This is like scissors or a trimmer, I should say, and ink. So let me show you my examples here. The first one is kind of more of a feminine card, and this is going to be the exact layout that I'm going to be using. So here I used let's see here, Delightfully Eclectic designer series paper. And this is a bigger stack of designer series paper, but it's super simple. I mean, I've used one side of the paper and then flipped it over and used the other side of the paper. So all the colors coordinate. It's really quick. I pull in ink that is from the same colors as the designer series paper. So here I've used Garden Green. So that's the first one. The second one, I used designer series paper from Zoo Crew. So this would make a really good kids card. Look at that. It's the same layout. This one is actually, the picture's just a little bit bigger. But it's the same layout. It's the same stamp. It's just a long happy birthday stamp from the Artistically Inked stamp set. But I'm letting the designer series paper and the colors of the cardstock do the work. So let's get cracking to show you how I created that card. Here's my little cheat sheet. So what you're going to need is a piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock, 8.5 by 5.5, scored right down the middle at 4 1/4. And then I've got a piece of pecan pie, or pecan pie, whichever you say, 3.5 by 4 1/4. A piece of Very Vanilla for the inside. This is 4 by 5 1/4, I should say. That's not right, 5 1/4. 2 pieces of designer series paper. This designer series paper is from the Let's Go Fishing pack. So I've got one that's 3 1/4 by 4, and one of them that's 2.5 by 5.5. And then I've got 2 strips of paper. One's Very Vanilla and one is Mossy Meadow. Both of them are a 1/2 inch wide. So let's make our card. It's super simple. And like I said, I'm using Artistically Inked, which obviously does not really go with any of these designer series paper, but I'm just using this stamp right here because I wanted a long narrow stamp. So let's get cracking here. I'm going to fold and burnish my cardstock. And then let's go ahead and put the Very Vanilla on the inside while I'm there, huh? And if you wanted to, you could absolutely stamp something on the inside. I more than likely will stamp a sentiment of some sort on the inside eventually. So here I'm just going to layer these 2 pieces together. And this is a great way. Sometimes it's easier to have a bunch of different kinds of designer series paper rather than having a lot of stamps. It's a little less expensive to have the designer series paper. So I have to tell you, I don't own the fishing set. I may buy it yet, I don't know, but as of right now, there's nothing stopping me from using this paper. And I love it. I think it's so cool. And I just love it. So we're going to put this down right along there. And if you stick with your designer series paper packs, those colors, those papers are going to coordinate. So look at, I mean, that is just the coolest thing, right? It looks so nice. So we're going to attach this directly down This may be the fastest card I've ever shown live. For real. So we're going to offset that just a little bit. And now I've got my strips of cardstock, so I'm going to pull the Very Vanilla down here. I've got a Mossy Meadow ink pad, so I'm just coordinating again with my paper. And I'm going to stamp that straight down close to the right hand edge. Just like that. Perfect. All right, so now I'm going to take my snips and I am just going to, at any angle that you want, I'm just cutting it at an angle. So now let's attach it. I'm putting my adhesive right on just the very edge of that right there. And if you wanted to use glue, you totally could. And then I'm making this harder than it is. Okay, there. Attach that directly down. And now I'm going to cut my Mossy Meadow piece at the same angle as I did my Very Vanilla. So it looks kind of like that. If it's not perfect, that's okay. Nobody is looking that close. And if you don't like it, then go back and snip it a little bit to get that exact right angle that you were wanting. If that makes it better, that's great. There we go. Okay, so let's pull out some dimensionals. Let's pop that up just a little bit. If you don't have the dimensionals and you want to just put it directly down, that's okay too. There is nothing wrong with that. Isn't that is just a cool card. I love it. And any fisherman or fisherwoman would be so happy to get that card. All right, let's see. I have got my brushed metallic adhesive back dies, and I think I'm going to use these that are a little more tarnished looking. I'm going to put 3 of them on there, and I'm going to do them right up there, just kind of to fill in that space. Doesn't need a lot, but I thought it could use a little bit extra. Whoa, did you see that? I found it. Woohoo! It's not totally lost. Yay! We saved it. Yay! Oh my goodness, now it's not sticking. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to use that dot because I know you would use that dot. Let's find a glue dot. Here we go. And they're even the small glue dots. Yay. And what happened is when I tried to move that just a little bit, it popped off my adhesive backing and then I lost my stickiness. Okay, so let's flip that guy back over. There we go. Ha! It's stuck. It's stuck now. All right, so there is the third card. So there you go, the same layout, and it totally depends on what designer series paper you use and what colors you use, what you're going to get. I mean, any one of those cards are fantastic. So I'm going to flip the camera back around and say goodbye. Maybe turn it the right way. It's righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. There are some things that just stick in your head. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. They may stick in your head, but they don't actually correlate to what you're doing, right? All right, so I hope you enjoyed that card. If you're watching the YouTube replay, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. Otherwise, I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you back here again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.